Hello and welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 356, aka 9mm, for May 28th, 2020. I'm pretty sure I'm your lead host, but Kelly keeps fighting me on that. Trevor.
I'm another one of your lead hosts, Kelly.
I'm like a second-class citizen host, Adriel.
Yes.
Well, you live in Alberta, so it's normal.
Host of the poors. Host of the poors.
The oil poors. You guys wait. We'll come back. I'll be the rich host.
Yes, you'll be the
have host.
Lord over us.
You guys can be have-not hosts. I'll be the have host once oil comes back. Please come back.
Yep. Please come back, oil.
You'll be the have host. I'll be the one that's I have some stuff, but at least I'm not as bad as the one in New Brunswick.
Just speaking of things coming back. Yeah. There's a doctor in Campbellton, New Brunswick that needs to be tarred and feathered and lynched and put in a stockade and nailed with tomatoes. If he doesn't face criminal charges and loses medical license, then I will lose complete faith in what little bit of a shitty system we have left. So New Brunswick is going back into phase red because a doctor from the New Brunswick side was traveling at will back and forth to Quebec. And guess what Quebec is full of besides separatist bastards? COVID. So he contracted the COVID, was coming back across New Brunswick, not self-isolating like he was supposed to, continuing to work in his medical practice, and contaminated, the rumor is, up to 150 patients and 50 healthcare workers.
And some cops, too.
Yeah.
And cops, too?
I don't know. This is secondhand information.
Yeah. A lot of it's secondhand right now. The dust will settle by Monday, but there's a huge wave of testing going on.
Okay. So you do know that it all started with one guy in China, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's all started with
You better make a good point fast.
It's going to start with one guy in Campbellton. He's going to shut down the borders again, so I can't get to Nebraska.
Borders didn't open yet, so he didn't shut them down again. They're still shut.
Not shut good enough.
Yeah, that's right. They're not shut good enough. They're pretend shut. Like most of this is fly by the seat of their pants, make it up as they go. They never actually shut the borders, in my opinion, because there were still 500 cars a day crossing that stupid bridge. And that's just ridiculous. New Brunswick cross point. You got American borders, you got Nova Scotia border. Anyway,
well, it's supposed to be deemed essential, or
they don't have doctors in Quebec. They don't have separatist doctors in Quebec.
Well, that's probably where his cottage is. Hello, it needs to happen.
Exactly. Anyway, fuck this guy. And
you keeping track, Adriel?
No. I am not. I'm going to I'm going to hit that explicit button on the podcast, and I'm going to done. Job done.
There you go. Sorry, buddy. All right, let's move on. This isn't a COVID cast. This is
it's not.
So, what we did this week in guns. Let's jump into that, which is, as always, brought to us by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. This week, they've got the Vortex Spark 2 for $219. 300 to 6,000 hours of battery life, depending on the setting. 2 MOA dot, which is fantastic if you want to get out there to, distance. Comes with multiple height mounting systems, so you can get the perfect cheek weld every time, depending on the firearm you're putting it on. And it's super lightweight. It's only 167 grams. So that's 5.9 ounces in freedom units. So either whatever you weigh your weed in or what Americans weigh everything in.
We do grams.
Either way, it's light.
Grams. Yeah. Grams for little, and then ounces for big. Like you want to buy a lot of weed, it's in ounces, a little in grams.
Right. Yeah. How many? Yeah.
We're not having the weed talk again.
I don't know if it's like that for math, but true story,
yeah, it
Adriel,
is actually. Go
when
ahead.
I teach math to some of my students, I tell them, like, listen, if I ask you how many grams in an ounce, you know it like the back of your hand, right? They're like, yeah, of course I do. All right, then you can learn any other math too. Let's go.
Yeah.
If you have a six-pack and two friends, how many beer does each person get? And, well, they got to think, okay, am I in the trail or am I in Jack River? Where am I when the six-pack's being split up? Anyway. All right, so I'll get us started. I went to the shop a few times to see Denis. Joey's back, so I'm out. But I'm still popping in.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Joey's going to be gone on Monday because of that prick of a doctor. But yeah, Joey returned to work on Monday. Or
Okay.
was Monday a holiday? Yeah, Monday was
Monday was
Victoria Day. So he
Victoria
went in on
Day.
Tuesday.
Okay.
So, but I had been in a few times. I sold a few more guns. I went to the range to do some SummerSlam cleanup in preparation of, well, a whole bunch of stuff. We got to do a range recertification this year. And the Steel Challenge, the 5th annual Ronnie DeGroot Memorial Steel Challenge was scheduled, but we've had to change it because of our prick doctor. Was scheduled for June 6th, but now we've moved it to the 4th of July.
I know, which was what originally?
The charity shoot.
I know.
Yep.
I feel sad.
Yeah, we all feel sad. Take a blue pill and get over it or something. Anyway, that's my final thing. What I did in guns today before the show, I changed the date officially after consulting Muffin to the Ronnie shoot to the 4th of July. So
You should be okay.
yeah, I don't know if I'll be there. This is the Ronnie DeGroot shoot was supposed to be my last match, and because my master's is starting and I'll be doing work and stuff. I mean, I'm going to hand it off to Muffin, and I'll probably just show up.
So well, that might be a good thing. Yeah, show up and shoot it.
Yeah, I mean, I was supposed to do the Ronnie shoot on the 6th.
Yep.
An RC race in Fredericton on the 13th, and then shooting with the boys on the 14th.
Yeah.
And then another RC race up here on the 20th, and then back to Fredericton on the 28th for a 2-gun shoot, and then start my master's. And now it's all gone to shit, in case you hadn't heard me, because of this prick doctor. So, you know, I understand. He's a healthcare professional.
And he knows everything?
He went to school for a long time. He probably doesn't know much about these things. He probably, you know, is not in a position where he'd want to keep himself up to date and abreast of what's happening. So, you know, who am I to blame? The prick. Adriel, what did you do?
Nothing. I'm going to go out to the range this weekend. Since this is episode 356, I thought I'd pull out my favorite 9mm.
Oh, good.
I got my finger on the
what do you got for your favorite? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a Shadow 2 with some like light modifications on it. I've got a Delask Magwell on there because I just shoot 3-gun and not IPSC.
Yeah.
Oh, Adriel, I wish you could try the trigger on this one, and then you would go from light modifications to
you
balls
could
deep.
If the border was open.
This is pretty light. This is the competition hammer. The short disconnector.
Oh, you do have those things.
Oh yeah, I've got all those things.
Did you get them from SIBO Weapons over in the Czech Republic, where you're Czechoslovakia?
A Zone in Alberta.
Hey.
Here.
Okay, cool.
Quick. But yeah, there's like that's here. That's the take up, and
those are new grips too, right?
Yeah, you have to get different grips if you go with a magwell because they come up on the bottom there, so you need to get short grips. So I've got a blue set that's full, and then a black set that goes along with the magwell. And if I'm going to shoot IPSC, I pull the grip and the magwell off. I put the blue grips on. Good to go.
Combien? How much for the new magwell and grips?
130.
130, yeah, from Delask, and that came with grips, magwell, and 2 bumpers. You need to put like bumpers on the bottom of the magazine.
Otherwise, you can't really seat them, especially on the go.
Ram it up there. So
that's actually not bad.
Yeah, and then Double Tap had more bumpers for cheap, so I ended up getting a bunch from them. Yeah.
Which color did you get? Because I know they had some colors.
I changed. I opted for blue just because like I lose them in the grass, so I like more color. I only got this in black because that's what they had in stock. Otherwise, like more color is better, easier to find. Like the crappiest thing is going to a 3-gun match and being like, oh crap, I'm next, and looking at a wall of black guns and being like, where did I put mine again? I was like, well, they're all
If you can't pick it out in a crowd like your woman, then you're not handling enough.
Trevor?
Like
or
Trevor?
Paint it white.
That's a bit much.
That sticks out quite a bit.
Bit much.
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh, Adriel, do you remember me saying last week that I had gone to shoot with Filthy and the boys and that my redback was acting up?
Yeah.
And I was racking it, just didn't feel right. Complete detail strip, removed every component from inside the frame, and then by process of elimination, I installed each component one at a time and would rack the slide to feel if it was dragging. And finally, when I got the sear cage back in, that's when the dragging occurred. And I was able to isolate the problem to the ejector, which is part of the sear cage.
Yep.
The ejector somehow managed to get bent to the left, which was causing it to ride on the side of the slide. So just a minor little tweak with the pliers to bring it back to put the clearance in, and now it's you know, it feels like it's supposed to feel. The clearance is there, super slick. But unfortunately, I don't have to tell you or Kelly or any of us that tweak our guns once in a while. As soon as you bend a piece of metal, it's done. Like you've taken the temper out of it or whatever you've done. I'm not sure exactly scientifically what happens to the metallurgy, but when you bend a piece of metal, that's it. It's only a matter of time before that fails and breaks now. So
it shouldn't. Like it's kind of like face like that, right? So you bent it down here. The part that gets all the force should be up here, right?
Yeah, well, it was bent. So look at my hand.
Yeah.
It was bent this way into the slide.
Oh.
So I hooked the pliers on it and bent it back this way.
Maybe it'll be fine, but order another one anyways.
I mean, Snuffy had an ejector problem on a 1911. It kept bending. Whatever the problem was bigger than what we were able to identify. And so it was bending in, causing a slide just like this. We'd bend it back. Eventually it broke.
Yeah.
No one bothered to tell the gun that it broke, and the gun kept running like a top. So Colt 1911 for the win. And anyway, yeah,
I mean,
Jeff found a CZ sear cage, and he sent that because a lot of these parts seem to be compatible with CZ, at least the springs. I don't know if the sear cage is going to be or not, but if it is, great. If not, he'll get me one from Phoenix. My Phoenix order hasn't come in. Phoenix sent me a jersey and
about that.
some other stuff to the Calgary Shooting Center. They shipped that the day after that my 590 was shipped. None of it has arrived. We're going on like 3 weeks overdue today.
A lot of like international shipping has been super, super slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is not international. My international stuff comes within 10 to 14 days. Seems like, and I'm not blaming you, Kelly, anything that has to go through Ontario shits the bed.
Well, I do know that if I send something to Toronto, or receive something from Toronto, it took 3 weeks this month.
Jesus, so Ontario is the problem.
So what happens is it has to go from Toronto, it has to go to the sorting center in Mississauga, then it goes to Ottawa, then it comes to Kingston to the sorting center, and then it comes to my place.
My stuff seems to make it as far as Stony Creek and then stops.
Who was it? Somebody posted something recently. They ordered something and it was on the way and it got to like Ontario and then it got shipped, and they lived out in New Brunswick, and it got turned around and it was 2 days later in Alberta.
Yeah, there's been a few of those things.
Yeah.
Hey, Trevor, I'm looking at. Sorry, I thought the ejector was like some spring steel dealy. It's like it's pretty thick. That looks like a cast part. Yeah, that's gonna. If that's bending, that's gonna start messing up.
Correct.
Yeah, there's the ejector right there.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea. Pull the slide off and show that.
Thank you.
I was curious myself because I was thinking like a lot of ejectors are just like a stamped piece of metal, and usually like that spring steel, like you can bend it and it'll be fine. But this is a cast part. I don't think it would take too kindly to bending. I wonder what would cause it to bend.
Yeah, see, so I went to the range with all of my practice ammo. So my practice ammo is anything that doesn't make it through the hundo case gauge. But I also had a bunch of other miscellaneous, we'll call it, ammo. And
this is how I got my problem with my Shadow 2.
Well, this was my Phoenix. It's got a match grade chamber. Stuff that won't run on my Phoenix will run on my Shadow, will absolutely run in a 1911, but won't necessarily run in the Phoenix, which is why I bought the hundo. So anyway, a lot of failures to feed failures to go into battery, and some of them would lock up really good. And that was due to the overall length of the ammunition. This is stuff that I had acquired wherever along the way. And I never should have tried to put it through my Phoenix, but whatever. Anyway, it's possible that during some of these malfunctions, I got so tired of gripping the frame and hitting the back of the back strap that I just started slamming my Trigicon into the side of the 4x4 on the shooting line.
I remember you saying that you were doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just beat the crap out of it. And so I don't know, maybe one of those came out too much force, hit the ejector. Anyway, it's definitely a me problem. It's not a gun problem. I mean, 1, I use garbage ammo. 2, I beat the crap out of the gun. So what do you want from me?
Yeah. Beating the crap out of it while it was like jammed in some weird way. I'd imagine that would do it. It was too long. It was locked in there, but a little bit out of battery, and you just whacked it. Maybe that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm beating on a sense. Ferrari like it's an F-150. You don't treat it that way. I mean,
I've done that. I feel you, and I feel like I have done this. Mortaring rifles, mortaring nice rifles. Yeah.
Well, in the context of a match, you got to do what you got to do.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
And then you just do that all the time because it's like that's the way it's supposed to work. Yeah.
That's the manual arms. That's what you do. Mortar the crap out of it. But please, if you're going to mortar your rifle, 2 things. 1, muzzle down range. 2, collapse the stock.
Collapse the stock. Don't put your hand in between
because if you don't collapse the stock,
receiver.
Actually, don't collapse the stock, but make sure a friend is videotaping it and upload it to the Slamfire Radio Facebook page, please.
Don't do that.
What she said. All right, Adriel, what else did you get up to?
That's it. I was thinking of maybe going to the Sherwood Park. Was going to have like an opener for ORPS, but too many things happened this week, and I just couldn't get around to it. So I might still go out to the range. I'm not sure. I don't really have anything that I need to do at the range. I've got all my maple seed rifles all.
How busy are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Pretty busy. I've got to send some emails still, and still got to do some stuff.
No, I'm just asking. You said you don't need to go to the range. It's not about need. It's about want. So go to the range.
Good point. Yeah. I've been doing some fishing and some other stuff as well too with the kids. It's nice outside. It's summer.
It's 42 degrees.
It was 42 on my truck today.
It's 20 out here. It's very reasonable.
Very reasonable. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It never needs to get hotter than 25, ever, anywhere.
All right.
Well, it will. We will continue burning oil, and we will help with that.
Yes. All right.
That's it for me. What about you, Kelly?
I didn't get to the range. One reason is because the range that I was planning on going to is only open on Sundays and only booking time slots. But I also was working. I worked all day Sunday on actual work, so I didn't go. I did though buy a membership for a friend of mine at the CCFR because of COVID, they can't really afford it, but they wanted a membership, so I bought one of those for them. So if you're actually wondering if people do something nice, if somebody is struggling, buy them a membership because we want to support the CCFR and other organizations right now that are suing the federal government. Okay, I was able to finalize some dates for getting down to New Brunswick for Maple Seed with Gallon, but apparently a doctor has screwed that up. So it's still going to be looking at maybe potentially some events happening from July 14th until 17th to the 24th.
You should just come out to Alberta. You should just come to Alberta. We'll do some maple seeds. Go shoot some gophers. It'll be fine.
But you're already set up.
I know I'm already set up. I'm not saying this is for me. I'm just saying you should just what else are you doing? Working?
Well,
lame.
Lame on air. So I do have to put in my time off for this year though. So maybe I'll get out there. I have to get someplace. I haven't been using my leave, so. What else? Oh, I watched did you guys watch the Leslyn Lewis town hall that she did?
I don't even know who that is.
She's one of the candidates for the Conservatives.
One of the better ones.
She is.
So she's not going to win, but she's one of the better ones.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Kelly, because you reminded me Gallon wants to come on next week to.
Yeah.
All right. He already bothered you about it. Good.
Well,
I'll start ignoring him.
So Yeah, because I told him I was going to block him. So I watched it. He wasn't able to watch. He was working. So I called him afterwards because she's his candidate of choice and he's telling everybody. But he has actually some really good points. If we get him on, he's going to tell you about them. But he does have a good point. She's a minority. She's Black. She's from Toronto. She's a female, right?
Does she
She's
want to come on the show?
Conservative. You know what? That'd be a good idea. I'm going to ask
No
her.
fucking way.
Okay.
It's a gun show, not a goddamn PC show.
What if she talks about guns? What if she talks about gun control? I don't care about anything else, by the way. I just care about gun control.
A really good idea.
I'm a one-issue voter, really.
You got Gallon or you got Leslin? No. Anyways, so I did talk to him last night, and I told him he was right. It hurt when I said that, by the way. And what else did I do? Oh, I ordered some swag from Colin Noir. He has some new swag out, and it's about keeping Canada tactical. It's the AR-15 on the map of Canada. So I ordered a t-shirt and a hat. And by the way, Canadian dollar sucks right now. It sucks. So it costs me an arm and a leg to get it.
Tell me about it. I keep buying RC stuff from the States and then have to pay duty on top of it.
Yeah.
It sucks because the price of oil sucks.
That's right.
So oil was better. Our dollar would be fantastic.
Okay. Adriel is keep talking about oil. Trevor's keep talking about the doctor.
We were coming out of this thing, and you could tell we were coming out of this thing because the price of gas was starting to creep up again. I was like, that's how we know we're free. Gas is going up. Now gas is going to continue to go up, and Campbellton's in lockdown. You're
absolutely right about that.
They're even talking about putting a roadblock up to keep my zone closed.
If they were smart, they would.
To keep you closed in, right? To keep the COVID closed in there.
Can't do it. Even when the Emergency Measures Act is in place, you cannot restrict a Canadian's travel.
I think it's funny how you're trying to keep all the Quebecers cases in Quebec, but it's like now that you have it there, you want to travel free.
Yeah.
No, nothing. All right.
Don't provoke him. Don't stir the pot.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I know.
Cool.
I always want to travel. I'm not muted. How come you can't hear me?
No.
Can you hear me?
You're breaking up.
Now we can, yeah.
Reboot.
I always wanted to keep the borders closed and move freely within my own province.
Okay. Well.
But if somebody wants to cross the provincial border, they can, unfortunately. They might not get through the first time, but when they come back with a letter from their lawyer or something, they'll get through.
Yeah. They need to self-isolate though, especially if they're coming from Quebec.
Right? There was a house party happening in Quebec not long ago, and there was people from 3 different provinces there. There's people going across the bridge in trunks of cars to do beer runs and stuff. Like, it's just been
I can understand that.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done with COVID?
I don't know. Are we? Are you running this thing, or am I leaving?
I'm not. I'm
well,
still actually.
I'll move us on when I'm ready. You don't like it? Hang up.
You know what?
What?
I'm not even done what I did in guns this week, so shut up.
Hurry up and finish. Who's stopping you?
You are.
I don't think so. I'm just telling you to let me run the show. And right now I'm asking you to continue.
How about that price of oil?
It's ridiculous.
Okay. So I wanted everybody to know that
Kelly, when you're over there cooling off, will you make me a sandwich?
The show will be a lot shorter if I hang up. Okay, so I wanted everybody to know that swivels are now in stock at Project Maple Sea because they sent them to, we got the court order in and I sent it off to Rick. So if you're looking for swivels for your slings, go and contact him or look on the website. The other thing that I also sent out in the mail a couple of days ago was it didn't take that long. It was in Ontario.
Jesus.
Shut up. I sent out a package to 3 girls, and the girls, I think, were 11, 9, and I think 7, that they were shooting this month's May challenge target for Project Maple Seed. It was the COVID challenge target. They were so cute, and they actually were really good shots, but their dad posted it on Instagram, and he tagged Project Maple Seed in the Instagram.
I saw that picture.
Post.
I didn't know that you sent that out.
Yeah, and then I said, send me your address and I'll send you some swag. So I sent them a personalized card with just saying how fantastic they did and keep it up. And then I also sent them Men at Arms drinking bottles. I sent them some CCFR stickers.
Drinking
swag.
bottles. You sound like Trudeau.
Like this.
Water box,
Water
square
bottles.
cardboard
Shut up.
things.
Okay.
I sent them
Speaking
drinking
moistly.
bottles.
And then the
That's
and
my
then the
favorite.
other thing that I sent them, we got a bunch of books from Ryan Clackner. He wrote this book. It's called There's Only One You, the book on gun safety for children. So it's good for kids that are 12 and under, basically, about firearms, handling them and doing responsibly, right? So I sent them all 3 of them to it. So I thought it was really cool. And that's it. That's all I did with guns. So there. You may
Wonderful.
now
Good job.
proceed. Okay.
I lost my. What am I doing?
How much have you had to drink?
Show notes.
Not enough.
Okay.
It's not the drinking. Trust me. Okay. Hey, we've got a new sponsor. TELUS Alpha is a Canadian digital agency that works exclusively in the firearms vertical. I don't even know what that means. They help them with business processes, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. That merchant processor thing is a real thing. Denis faced some of that, actually. So merchant processors, like you want to get an ATM or a debit machine for your business. They're like, oh, what kind of business do you have? I'm a gun store. No, we don't deal with gun stores.
PayPal, all those
You
guys.
should be able to like sue them for discrimination or some such thing.
They're
where was I?
businesses. They're free to associate with whoever, or
Yep.
not associate with whoever they want to.
True story. They're a private thing. Their mission statement: empower and enable our clients to grow, thrive, and ascend to their maximum contribution in the firearms industry. Underscores everything they do. They are firearms enthusiasts and understand firearms culture. They hold open webinars to help firearms businesses get the edge and succeed, and are involved in the industry at all levels. They are committed to the success and growth of the firearms community, culture, and lifestyle in Canada and the United States. Learn more at telusalpha.com.
Telos, right?
Telos, Telos, right? It would be Telos. Yep. Telos, because of the O and stuff. Anyway, so Telos Alpha sponsors the upcoming events section, and there are none. But if there were some, it would be brought to you by Telos Alpha. News.
We're getting some events in like our 3 guns starting back up. We're getting that going. Maple Seeds starting back up. We are rolling out here.
Good.
Yeah.
News.
Alberta's good. Everybody else, not so much.
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys want to talk about the legal challenge that CCFR is bringing out?
Absolutely. Let's talk about it.
They're doing it. They said they were going to do it, and they did it.
Yep, it's filed. It's official. And people have asked, like, how do I donate money just to this? And I was telling them, you just donate it, and it goes in the general coffers, and that'll pay the legal bill. No. They're actually setting up a fund just for this fight, and you can donate directly to that fund. The information's on the webpage. So go to the CCFR webpage for more information on how to donate specifically to the legal fund.
Yeah.
So and hopefully they get somewhere with it. There's a good amount of things to pick at in those OSCs. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead, Kelly. I think I lagged out there for a second.
And the other thing is, so with the there was a video that came out. I think you guys, anybody who's interested in knowing more about it, watch the video because it really explains. Rod Giltaka really explains things well in the video, and where to go and what to do. And then also there's some really big partnership. It's a big partnership. So there's our friend Ryan Stacy is named as one of the applicants. CCFR, Rod Giltaka himself. We're also looking at Wolverine Supplies is also an applicant. Who else is on that list? There's a couple other people. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's pretty big. And then it also lists exactly what points that they're challenging, and they're not only suing the government of Canada, they're also suing the RCMP as well.
That's
Which
right,
they should.
for playing fast and loose with the FRT.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
Exactly.
going to go anywhere. No, wait now. I've asked this question before, so forgive me for asking it again. I have the memory of a goldfish. Part of C71 was to give the RCMP the power to move guns from whatever classification they want to whatever other classification they want. That was something in C71. Has C71 become the law of the land yet? Okay, so it has. So you can sue the RCMP all you want. They're just doing what they're legally allowed to do. C71 was debated in Parliament and passed, quote unquote, democratically.
But
so that's not
under what reason, right? So if they start saying that, this Mossberg 715,
they don't need a reason
tactical.
according to C71, though, Adriel. I'm being devil's advocate here to prove me wrong.
That they don't need a reason to reclassify.
That's right. They were given the power they were given carte blanche to move guns around as they see fit. They don't require a reason to change the classification of a firearm. They can just do what they want according to Bill C71, which was passed democratically.
What did it say, that they could just ban willy-nilly, or ban, like, they could? I don't know. Like,
you're saying banned. You're saying banned.
Yeah.
Prohib.
Right. So prohib is essentially a ban, but technically speaking, the legal terms are non-restricted, restricted, and prohib, and we have a couple of different kinds of prohibs. Their mandate allowed them to move a gun from one classification to another. It was debated and passed, and now they have the power to do that.
Okay.
Are you making noises, or what are you trying to say?
So what I'm trying to say is originally, so the other people that are on that, so Wyatt from Maccabee are also on there. But what they're trying to say is, okay, originally you had something that was submitted to the FRT lab and it was given a non-restricted designation, and in there it says it's not a variant of the AR-15.
Yes, and then they turned around and said it was. And we have copies of the FRT that says, wait a second, 6 months ago, your rationale for this to be a non-restricted firearm was that it was not a variant of the RCMP now, or of the AR-15. Now, all of a sudden, you've changed your mind. You said the 715T Mossberg is a variant of the AR-15? Well, make up your mind.
Right.
Where does it say they can't change their mind?
So that is one of the things that they're actually contesting. It's because originally you had the finding that it wasn't a variant, and now they are. Now they're saying so.
The C71 has given them the power to do what they want. So that part of the lawsuit, I predict, will not go anywhere, because the law is the law. And 6 months ago they said specifically, explicitly, this gun is non-restricted because it is not a variant of an AR-15. They put that in writing, the silly bastards. Now they've completely done a 180 on that and are saying it is restricted because it is a variant of the AR-15. So, like, is it or isn't it? And here's the logic. It is whatever we say it is.
Yeah, using your logic, they shouldn't have said that it was an AR-15 variant. They should have just said, this is banned. This is now prohib.
They can't say it's banned. Yeah. Okay, banned. There's no banned. It's either prohib, restricted, or non-restricted.
I'm using a fast and loose term for what they're doing. Like, they could just say, so
you're saying 6 months ago?
6
months ago, they should have said this is prohibited?
No, with the newest update, they should have said this is now prohib. No, they said it's prohib because it's a variant of the AR-15. They are leveraging the power that the OIC gave them. The OIC said this is banned and variants, and the RCMP says we're just doing our job. This Mossberg is a variant of the AR-15, so here we go banning.
You think that they've done themselves a disservice by backtracking on what they said, and by claiming that it is prohib because it's a variant. They've shot themselves in the foot. It can't be. It can't magically become a variant 6 months later.
I mean, if they have the power to prohibit firearms willy-nilly, then
he was more articulate than you.
What could happen is that I mansplained it.
Shut up, both of you.
I just spit my beer.
I'm just feeding off this energy here.
Yeah, you mansplained it, and I got it. Thank you.
Oh, Kelly's gonna kill me when she comes out
She's
here.
gonna kill both of us. What's she
Yeah.
doing out there? Your borders are open?
My
Your
borders
aren't open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our
wait till
borders
the
are
borders are
open. We're doing
open.
whatever. We're having barbecues.
Are your borders really open?
Yes, our borders were never closed. Like the U.S. one's closed, but BC, Saskatchewan, you can go through Alberta.
They have like 5 people there that have it.
Well, that's
so.
interesting because I was under the understanding that they were keeping their borders closed until September, and that was one of the reasons that people were saying that the IPSC Nationals couldn't happen because some provinces were keeping their borders closed,
Well,
and Alberta
Quebec
was named.
is.
I must have misunderstood.
Quebec is.
Quebec and
Quebec.
Ontario are.
Who cares?
Well, if you're east of Quebec, I guess you're flying. If you can.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, if Quebec borders are closed and they cannot participate in the IPSC Nationals, then it's not nationals. You can't have a nationals unless every section is able to participate.
Well, that would be a reason right now. You
didn't hear me, right? I said Ontario's closed too.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Ontario is staying closed? Well, then you're not leaving. You can leave, Kelly, but you got to quarantine when you get back. Is that the thing?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, if I'm going to New Brunswick right now, I can't get to New Brunswick because.
Well, we won't let you in, but will Ontario let you leave?
I think I can leave-ish, but I have to quarantine wherever I go.
When you come back, yeah.
Yeah, I have to quarantine when I get there, and I have to quarantine when I get back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, because on terrible.
Well, pretty much all of Canada is on terrible right now. Okay, where are we with this?
I have no idea. Let's move on.
Oh, we're talking about news.
Adriel?
The CCFR is doing a court challenge. Donate some money.
Oh, we beat that to death. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Regina Fish and Game donated 10 grand to the CCR for a legal challenge.
You bet.
What's the next one? How do you pronounce that?
Oh, your guess is as good as mine. Osceola?
Osceola Fish and Game Club gave 5 grand to the legal challenge. Clubs and fish and game are supposed to be challenging other people to match, right? Like we need to really push this. So every time your club donates to the legal challenge, please notify us so we can promote the hell out of the good job your club is doing and hopefully encourage other clubs to step up and match.
Well, this is like we're our microcast. We were talking with Tom from Sherwood Park Fish and Game about how they were raising money and they were getting into this gun activism. And now it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, look at all these other Fish and Game things now they're doing the same thing. So it's really nice to see because a lot of the perception I had around a lot of these Fish and Game associations was that they were hunters and they didn't care about all this other stuff. But it's really great to see them stepping up and helping with fighting some of these gun rights, right?
So one of my clubs that I belong to is a Fish and Game club, and I've been talking to the vice president there. By the way, he's a huge CCFR fan and gun advocate. But I was talking to him after the Sherwood Park interview with Tom. I was saying that they're taking the range fees that they're getting from the law enforcement, military, etc., and they're donating that back to advocacy groups. And he goes, "That's a fantastic idea." It is like basically, they still need a place to train and everything. So let's take the money that we're getting from the Canadian government and see the Canadian government with that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Canadian government's going to use Canadian government money to defend themselves.
Yeah, we're paying basically to sue ourselves and then also to. Anyways, I'm poor.
Canada's going to be poor.
Canada's poor.
Canada's going to be poor until our great-grandchildren.
Yep.
I know. Thanks.
Anyways, it was really good to see the Fish and Game clubs stepping up and doing this. It feels like a tide change. I'd love to see more of them step up and support the legal challenges that are going forward. Because right now the legal challenges are our best bet to reversing some of this stuff.
Yeah, one of the things that I commented on it today is, again, people are kind of still going like the whole, yeah, I know, Trevor, but the whole 12 gauge, 10 gauge, whether they're banned or not, and they were commenting on it, and people are having that, sigh of relief or whatever, and I'm going, well, you know what? There 212 gauge just got added to it, so, and here's some of the ones that have been listed, and you know what? You really should
But not because of the 20 millimeter foolishness.
No, because they look like AR-15s.
That's right. I know shotguns aren't banned because I can buy 100 of them right now.
Yep.
All the guns that were banned, the retailers were contacted and said, take these off your shelf.
Yeah.
That didn't happen with shotguns.
No, it didn't.
Were they contacted about the Typhoons and that kind of thing? Did they tell them?
That's a good question.
I don't think they've told
everything
anyone.
That was in the initial OIC they were contacted about, but I don't know about.
No, because I know that some people are still getting product that was originally when they ordered it, non-restricted. Obviously, they could order it, and by the time it gets to their doors, it's now prohibited.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people have mentioned like being on pre-orders and that kind of thing, and if they bought it in a pre-order, it's still they're still going to make it and still going to give it to them, right?
You know what? We talked to Ryan about that. Ryan from Maple Ridge Armories. He did speak about that. He said it's essentially if somebody paid for it,
it's theirs.
It's bought. We're just facilitating returning the product to them.
Yeah.
So,
like for example, if Denis had any ARs on consignment, he was told call the customer and tell them to come pick it up ASAP. He wasn't told go lock that up. We're coming for it. You know what I mean?
So the person can transport a prohibited firearm.
Yep. Because the rules are made up and don't matter. It's like whose line is it anyway?
So the OIC states, though, if somebody is taking it from gunsmith or a retailer back, returning it to home.
Yeah.
They wrote that in the OIC.
Oh, there you go.
And you can mail it to the States to sell it too.
Yep.
I imagine we'll see some more of those options opening up in a year or so.
Michael Oberg was researching that.
Yeah.
So he posted that in CCFR as well.
Nice.
Yeah. I imagine one of the importer-exporters is going to start bringing some of that stuff to be sold in the U.S. It'd be nice to know what prices we'd get, because then we can choose the one that like maximizes revenue, right? Like,
SKSs.
strip it
Start
down.
buying SKSs and ship those down.
There's something to do with
Russian, not Chinese.
Russian, yeah. Although both Russian and Chinese, there was
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why they can't get those down to the States.
Any new gun stuff?
Not in Canada, no.
No new gun stuff. All right. Let's get into our main. Yeah. Let's get into our main topic.
Hey everyone, welcome to the main topic. Tonight we have Miles and Carrie from Callsign 66 joining us to talk about what exactly Callsign 66 is. Just to give you a little bit of information about it, their mission statement is, I think it's their mission statement. Let me just read it off. Callsign 66 is a veteran-based organization founded to facilitate multi-generational passage of information, ballistic applications, R&D, and shooter development. Our function is morally motivated and experience-based. I really like that. Is that your mission statement?
Yeah, you can call it that for sure.
Yeah, you stole my intro there, so.
Awesome. All right. Well, why don't you introduce yourselves? Carrie, tell us a little bit about you. Miles, tell me a little bit about you, and also what is Callsign 66?
Yeah, so I just retired. I did 15 years in the military. From a sniper background, it's how I got involved with 66 with Miles there. So, Go ahead, Miles.
Yeah, myself as well. Retired. I did 18 years there with the services. Took on some sniper background, and started the program, I guess you could call 66, up in around 2015. And we've just been going full tilt with that, and continuing on experiencing and keep our shooting going.
Okay. So how'd you come up with Callsign 66? What's the meaning behind it, for those that don't know?
So it was. I started off with. I actually started with Funker Tactical, and I was approached to take part with Funker Tactical and do their long range program. Talk about long range shooting and be their kind of go-to guy. However, talking with the guys, we didn't really want to base it off of one guy. We wanted to make it kind of something that we could give the opportunity for everyone and all shooters. And we're very much team-based orientated when we work together, operational, team-wise, shooting-wise anyways, right? So we didn't want to keep this about an individual or anything like that. So we came up with the handle of Callsign 66, which most of us in the sniper community, it's a call sign for a sniper team, as you can say.
So that's one of the things I did want to ask about was some of your affiliations. So you've on your website you talk about being affiliated with Funker Tactical, also PGW Defense as well. So those are two great companies, obviously, to be affiliated with. Do you use the PGW rifles during your courses?
Yeah, that's what we have for our courses, like for our rental guns, and then we shoot them as well, like for the competition side.
Right.
As well as for our mentorship program that we have for active duty guys, and they're shooting the same thing that we use at work. So.
Okay, so why don't we actually get into that then? So you've been around for a few years, you talked about, and we didn't really talk about why you, Miles, decided to actually start this company. Why exactly did you find the need to actually start the company?
Well, it came down to being out of the service, retired, and not really having a place to, go anymore. And it's not just myself; it's a lot of the guys that get out, right? From the normal riflemen to the snipers. It's just a skill set that you worked so hard for throughout your career, and we've had this opportunity with 6.6 to present it to multiple members to come back to keep the training going and keep giving back to the community as well, right? So that's kind of why we started it. More of a brotherhood for the guys to come to and get out there and start experiencing kind of the new world stuff too, right? So we're always constantly learning, always keeping up our game and seeing what's new out there and bringing that back to the operational guys as well.
Which is fantastic. I know that you have courses. You have both military and you have civilian courses. Are you able to tell us a little bit about both and what the differences are?
Yeah, for sure. The civilian courses, we don't teach tactics at all. So your stalking, your hiding, your maneuvering, operational side of tactics, we don't teach that to civilians at all. What we do teach to civilians is the marksmanship principles, marksmanship skill set, and how to get that first round hit at long ranges. We definitely have an intense program for that. On the military side of things, it's free game. We teach whatever we can teach to the guys, and whatever our experience is that we've learned, new or old, we keep bringing them back to the guys. And it's kind of one of those two-way streets where, we take back from them and they give back to us. And as well as the law enforcement side, we work pretty heavily with them and starting some pretty good programs up with them as well.
Okay. Do you do them both at both, like you guys are in Alberta, right? Do you do both civilian and the military law enforcement on the same range, or do you have separate ranges, or where you're located? Where are your courses at?
We mostly do our courses out of
located,
the Nose Hill Gun Club out by Consort.
Okay.
That was this one.
Okay, Karen.
So we should go to Nose Hill Range in Consort there. We can get up to 1,400 meters there, mostly for our civilian courses.
Okay.
And then the last year or two, we've actually been able to travel. So we did a few courses in Saskatchewan last year. Did one in BC last year. So we can travel as well, but most of our stuff is out of Alberta. But
okay, so
we've got the area and the people for the civilian side.
Civilian. It's not the military. So Miles, what were you going to say about the military? Are you going to add to anything with that?
Not much more to add to that, but like Carrie said, we're able to travel wherever we go. And what's nice about 6.6 is it's not just a couple of guys. It's really about the community. And we have guys that are out east, operational guys that are more than willing to get in and teach civilian courses as well, help us with law enforcement courses out east, and as well out west here too. So it's really more about the community and not a group of 4 guys.
Right. That's awesome. I've also seen that you're working with other companies like Callsign Armory. You were at the Drumheller event last year, our podcaster charity shoot. And Carrie, I know that you were helping out with people who wanted to shoot long range there with Callsign Armory as well. So you guys are getting heavily involved in the shooting community as well and having events and different things. We're going to talk about an event here in just a minute. But it looks like you guys are actually interacting with not just, as I said, military and law enforcement, but you're really actually giving back to the community as you talked about. So what do people need to come to a course? So what's the cost of it? How long is it? What to expect? Those types of things. Carrie?
For our civilian courses.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miles. I'm cutting it out here.
No, me too. There's a little bit of a delay. Not a big deal. We'll work through it. Go ahead, Carrie.
Okay.
So for our
Miles?
civilian courses, you can bring, we have a couple different courses. We have the precision and accuracy course, which is our basic, that's our fundamental course for long range precision. So we'll take you from 0 to hero in 2 days on that one. And then there's different applications. So
I was going to ask about that specific course. Do you need to have some experience, or can you be a novice shooter and come to that course?
Nope, you can be. We've had people that have never shot before come and do the course. So.
Okay, so carry on. What do you need? What do you need to expect?
So there's a variety. Like we can gear it towards hunting. There's a big interest towards the PRS style shooting these days. So we also have another positional rifle course. So you can bring your hunting rifle, and we can show you how to utilize that we'll show you kind of the maximum effective range of whatever your equipment is. So you don't necessarily need all the top stuff, but if you have that stuff, we can show you how to utilize it as well. We do have on our website, you can see all the kit there that you need. But as long as you have a rifle, some decent ammo, enough for the weekends, usually 200 rounds, we can work with you on the rest of the stuff and then go from there. So you don't necessarily need everything that you always see people have. It's nice to have, but you don't need it to do the course. As well as we also have rental guns as well. So if you want to rent one of our guns, you can use it for the course, and then that's a good way to do it, where you can see what you like or don't like before you buy something. So.
PGW rifles are beautiful. So if you're able to rent one of those, go for it. What types of cost are you talking about? You say a weekend, so I'm assuming it's 2 days, correct?
Yeah, usually Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. What's the cost?
That would be $800 for the weekend, and then I would have to check on the rentals. I can't remember the price for the rentals, but.
Okay. Do you stay on site, or do we also have to get accommodations or anything else?
We have the ability to do both at Noah's Hill. We can either stay on the range, like there's an area to camp there, and then you can either stay in town too. Consort's only about 10 minutes away. So a lot of people will stay in hotels there and then come out, or staying at the range is convenient, but there's the ability to do both. So, but it'll depend where we're at as well. So.
Okay. So one of the things I read on your website was one of the biggest things you have to bring to the course is mental attitude. Tell me a little bit about that, Miles.
Yeah, you're starting your whole weekend off with coming to learn. You want that mental attitude and that aspect of coming to learn something new. Either you've been a shooter for some years, but you're pretty much paying us to come take our course to learn something new. So you need to, we want you to come here with an open mind, right? And it's not that we know everything, because we know what we know. There's a lot of things that we're still learning, and we're constantly learning. We learn it sometimes as much from our shooters than they do from us as well, right? So you got to have that open mind and that, you know, that mental aspect of, hey, I'm coming to learn something new and I want to take that away. You set yourself up for success right away off the get-go with a good mental attitude.
Right. So a teachable attitude. What is one thing that people need? Okay, besides the teachable attitude, what is the one thing that you recommend above anything that they just have to take? Is there anything besides rain gear? Because nobody likes shooting in the rain.
Other than
Are we talking
your
equipment
rifle
wise
and match grade ammunition?
Match grade ammunition. Okay. Yeah. Carrie, do you got anything else to add to that besides the attitude, match grade ammunition, equipment wise?
Yeah, that's a good place to start. Really, like your attitude is going to be the make or break on that. So
Yeah. Tell us about some things that are coming up. So you originally, when I saw Carrie, I was talking to him and he was talking about having a women's event in July. It was supposed to be planned for July, or a women's only course. So Carrie, do you want to tell us about what was supposed to take place at the course, if it's still happening, what's going on with that?
yeah, so we ran our first all-lady precision rifle course last year. And it was pretty popular to say the least. And then we were planning again for this year in July, and then obviously what's going on, it's been pushed back. So we're going to try and I'm shooting for September. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, it was a one-day course. So we do a morning of theory and then an afternoon of shooting, and just keep it as introductory, because everyone we've had so far has been a brand new shooter.
So what's the course cost for that? How many people do you normally get? Like, you've already run one event. How many people did you have at the event? What's the ratio of instructor to student?
So we always keep our instructor to student ratio 4-to-1. So we'll have basically like a shooter spotter team.
Okay.
2 of those per instructor. So then you're getting the maximum instruction during that time. I think if I remember correctly, it was $500 for the day last year. Okay. And then we keep it one day, because sometimes the 2 days can be a long 2 days, especially in the sun. So as an introductory course, we just keep it at that. And then it was a big hit, and it's actually one of the fastest growing demographics in
I know
sports, but the long range, right? So
yeah. So do you have anybody who's female?
From Hell or so.
Yeah. Do you have anybody who's female who are instructors yet, or is it going to be all male instructors? Do you have any female instructors, or is it all male instructors?
So last year we couldn't get just the time frame. We couldn't, but we've approached a couple other females that are very accomplished in the PRS side of the house to possibly see if they've come up yet. We don't have anybody confirmed, but we would like to have that. So it's not just, it's kind of easier to some of the newer shooters, especially for the ladies, if it's another lady teaching them. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's really awesome. So originally you said it was supposed to be for July. You've pushed it back to September. Why don't, Miles, what's the effect of COVID on your courses? What's happened with that? Have you been able to run any? Not run any? Do you know what's going on with that? What's the plan?
Yeah, so COVID, like everyone, is pushed us back. Pretty much gave us a stop drop on all our courses as of now, for sure, until things lighten up and we get back into the phases where we're able to accommodate members on our course. So all our courses have been stopped until further. We're looking at, maybe depending on how things go and depending on what province is we're going to be at, but we're probably looking at end of July to potentially run our first one, and from July to August, and going strong from there, but all depending on COVID.
How many people do you normally typically put through a course?
Typically we will have around 8 to 12. We've had courses that are smaller, that are 6, but typically the 8 to 12.
Okay. Let's get into the whole OIC thing. What's the impact on you? Because it's not just about, 223s, there have been some guns that have been added to it. So BMG, 50 BMGs. We also know that that there's some other bolt action firearms. Cadex, they've lost a bunch, right? That have gone to prohib. What's the effects of OIC on you, your business, courses, recommendations for people to get rifles?
For on the rifle side, we do have a couple that we had to put away until things get sorted out. But those rifles we tend to take out for our long range, our extreme long range, we call it. So our far distance out to the 2,000 plus, and law enforcement and military side of things too. So that kind of put a stop drop on us. Is there a caveat out there?
Yeah.
Nothing yet for us being able to take them for those courses. There's nothing yet in place. So everything's stop drop. There's nothing we can do about it right now for that. But we do have obviously other rifles and calibers that we're able to use to maximize our potential. Is
there, if that doesn't get fixed, do you guys have forward thinking or any plans to make some adjustments to that stuff, or you think that we got 2 years to make some changes?
Yeah, we're definitely thinking, putting our heads together on what's going on. But I think right now we're just gonna have to wait and see. It's gonna shorten our game up for sure, but we're still able right now to make a lot of distance and achieve some of these courses that we want to put on. Okay.
So with respect to your latest day, I just want to go back for a second, or any other events or courses. You guys, as I said, you guys are highly involved in different shoots that take place. If somebody wants to sponsor an event, are you accepting sponsorship, or if somebody wants to participate in some way, how can they get a hold of you, and what's that look like? Because I know that some people have asked about that.
Yeah, if they definitely like, and that's what we're definitely getting into, is a lot more sponsorship. Companies wanting to sponsor a course, fill a course. It's a matter of just getting a hold of us and arranging a time. You can get a hold of us at callsign66@hotmail.com or through the website as well. And we're more than wanting to accommodate and putting the course on for anyone.
Okay. So yeah, and you just talked about the fact that you can, well, pre-COVID, you can go across borders as well. And before we started recording, I was saying, Miles, I wasn't sure if I'd met you, Miles, but we did meet at Meaford, and Carrie, I met you at Drumheller. So you guys are getting across the country too. So it's fantastic. Adriel, do you have any questions, or Trevor, do you have any questions for these guys?
Oh, it sounds like if people want to know more information about getting in one of those courses, go to callsign66.ca. And so now that public gatherings outdoors in Alberta are limited to 50 people, you just have to maintain the 2 meters distancing between everyone. So you guys gonna get some events scheduled, or are you gonna wait for that 2 meter thing to go away before you get them going?
Yeah, right now we're just waiting things out.
Yeah.
Until we can get a little more firm ground on what we're doing.
Awesome.
Cool. Trevor, you have anything?
No, that was very good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you guys have anything you guys want to talk about that we didn't cover during the interview at all with the lag time?
Yeah, actually, if we've also started a I don't know if you've heard, but Bolt Action Coffee. New coffee company coming out. Yeah. And we're just about getting ready to kick off and go live with it. There'll be more during this weekend.
Okay.
We've got a pretty legit giveaway with that coming up over this weekend. So we're really stoked about that. Pretty excited about it. And who doesn't like to drink great coffee? So
I know. It's going to be awesome. Where's it going to be available? Have you set up already retailers, or are we just ordering it straight through the website?
Yeah, so right now it'll be through our website, and retailers will definitely be approaching and setting it up through retailers as well. But you will be able to get it at boltaction.com. bulltaxcoffee.com, and order it online through there.
Cool. I'm super excited about that. I love coffee. Why don't you guys tell us about all your social media and also your websites and where people can get a hold of you or if they're looking for information?
Yeah, we have Instagram and Facebook,
Okay.
as well as you mentioned the website there, callsign66.ca.
Okay. And if they want to talk to you guys about sponsorship or getting on a course, then as Miles said, go and talk to you guys at callsign66 at hotmail.com.
Yeah.
Yes, hotmail.com. It's fine.
Okay. So thank you very much for coming on. I was super excited about being able to finally arrange something with getting you guys on. And I'm sorry it's during the pandemic. Sorry. It's kind of like,
It's all good.
it's like get excited about stuff and then it's all stop. We're not going to do anything until this is all over. But you guys
Now we got time to do this.
Yeah, you guys are doing a fantastic job, by the way. I just have to say it. Super excited to see anybody who's wearing a t-shirt and hat. By the way, you guys have some really cool merchandise as well. So
no, thank you. Yep.
Yeah, go to the website, order the merchandise. Are you guys okay if anybody wears it or just
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of the proceeds that go through the merch goes back into us sponsoring, serving guys, still operational guys, and taking them down to matches with us and giving them the opportunity to come with us, learn new things, and take it back to their cells as well, right? So there's definitely a lot of value in buying 6.6 swag. It does go to a good cause and back to the guys.
I didn't know that, so that's fantastic. Thank you for doing that. And also taking something that you've done operationally and turning it into something that you can continue to do. And, you know, as you said, it's a brotherhood of people around you that have done the same thing. So thank you for doing that.
Thanks for having us on.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank
guys. Have a great night.
Later, boys.
Great. You too. Take care.
Thanks again to the boys from Callsign 66. If you want to learn to be a sniper, check them out. All right.
They're on my to-do list,
feedback.
like my. No, just hold on. They're on my Really? They're on my dream.
Yeah, really.
Course. Okay, go.
No, really.
No,
Go.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
you
good.
interrupted after I started the next segment, so it must be really important. Please don't let me stop you.
We interrupt each other all the time.
You did
It's
it
kind of
already.
It's kind of the show.
14 times. I know.
And if you don't make a big deal about it, it's wasted. Like me.
Oh my God. Anyways, as I had said previously on an episode, their course would be on my to-do list, my bucket list.
So you took the trouble to tell us something you've already told us.
Shut up. Move on.
Good
I
wrap
tried.
up. It's a good wrap
I really
up.
tried. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. He also does knife and sword refinishing. Yeah, I brought in some knives and swords today for him to refinish. And he Cerakoted a golf club the other day. So listen, if you got something you want Cerakoted, doesn't matter if it's a gun or sunglasses, he can do it. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at www.dcgunsmith.ca. Follow him on the Facebooks and the Instagrams. First email comes to us from Carson. Hey all, when talking about the Terran tactical pistol, Adriel used the phrase, "You could say that they're precious." Adriel, you sneaky bastard. You
I did sneak that in.
Amazing. I laughed my ass off when I read this email. So that was, Adriel, well done. And I don't know if other people got the reference. Yeah. Taryn got YouTube'd, Me Too'd. Hashtag Me Too. Yeah, Taryn got Me Too'd by Jade's Truck right before it's Jade's Truck. But I like to say Jade's Truck right before SHOT Show this year.
It was being
video, it was released at SHOT Show. He is
right.
creepy.
Oh, at SHOT Show, yeah. Anyway, he sexually harassed her. There's no two ways about it. He was basically trying to get her to drop her pants on the range. It was really creepy as shit, and he's a piece of shit. And anyway, he kept asking her to show him the precious. And it's all creepy, gross, old fat man stuff. And yeah, you could say that they're precious. I can't believe you said that, Adriel. You're a master.
I went for it all. I swung for the fences on the last show.
Yeah, and you got it. You got did you get all 7 words you can't say in a podcast?
No, there was two. There's two I couldn't artfully get in.
You'll do it, man. I have faith. Now, if memory serves, the infamous video, didn't Taryn say something like, just show me the edge of the precious?
Yeah.
Interesting choice of words, Adriel. Take care, Carson. Yeah, well done.
Very interesting.
Well done. All right. Adriel, Kelly, who wants the next one?
Yeah, me. From
Right,
Michael. Hi, newish shooter here. Came across your radio show as I appease the masculation Trudeau inflicted on me. I really like your show. For Trevor specifically, I love target shooting with pistols. I have a Shadow 2 with palm swell grips, but I have small hands and DA really doesn't put my finger in a comfy place for subsequent SA shots when I'm drawing out of a holster. Looking to buy a Phoenix Redback optic ready for carry optic class just like yours. How does the DA reach on that pistol compare to the Shadow 2 in your experience?
It is the same. It's way out there. The backstrap on the Phoenix Redback, though, is a 1911 backstrap, and it's more inboard, for lack of a better term, than the Shadow 2. So the length of pull is somewhat reduced on the Phoenix than on the Shadow 2. The palm swell is not going to help your length of pull. It may help when you're in single action gripping the pistol, but for that double action, it's not going to do you any favors. I would stick with the factory grips on the Phoenix Redback for a while until you see how you like the double action pull. Just keep in mind that the double action trigger pull on one of these guns is for the first shot of the stage. That's it. I mean, it's really important to learn to print that alpha on the double action from the draw. It is. You don't throw away any of your shots. You don't throw away your first shot. You don't say, I'm going to shoot this target first because it's easier and I'll get rid of my double action shot on that target. Then I'll go over to these targets. That is not a winner's strategy. Every shot, whether you're taking it your double action or single action, you should not
plan anything special.
You shouldn't choose your stage plan based on your double action trigger pull. If you have to, switch guns. Or just learn. I see guys all the time. It's like, I'm going to do it this way and this way and this way so that the swinger has time to slow down so I don't hit the swinger on double action. Well, that's not a good example, because to activate the swinger, you've already fired a shot and then you're in single action. Or I don't want to take the steel.
Don't treat the first shot any different than the rest.
Right. They all have to count.
Don't plan for
your stage around.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like the Shadow, like it does have a cut in at the back here that allows for like a higher grip on it. I'm not sure like what the distance to the trigger is like, but I mean, and he is talking about IPSC, I think, because he's saying carry optics there.
Carry optics is a USPSA term and an IDPA term. This gun wouldn't be IDPA legal. It's way too heavy. So he could be shooting some kind of outlaw USPSA, or maybe he's actually at a sanctioned USPSA club. I don't know where this guy is. So,
well, he is going to have to let us know. Michael, let us know.
Yeah.
Yep. From Dave, Kelly.
Okay, so from Dave, it says, hey all, thanks for letting me know about the Remington 597 mags that were in stock at the Calgary Shooting Center. I paused the episode and placed the order. Hopefully the Maple Seed events managed to run this summer in Ontario, as I've been gearing up all winter for it. Thanks again from a regular listener, Dave. Okay, so you're welcome.
Yeah, attaboy.
And also, COVID. So as soon as we can have events with more than 5 people, then we'll be there.
We made it to 50.
So we are hoping and planning for events. So I'm going to, I'm spending part of this weekend planning for Ontario, and hopefully they'll take place, because the ones that I just canceled are obviously didn't. So Dave, I hope to see you at an event in Ontario.
Dave, I want to say good on you for gearing up over the winter. So many people call me 2 weeks for a black badge and be like, I need a holster and a belt. You know, this is specialty stuff, and a lot of times it's not in stock and it has to be ordered even from the dealer, because, you know, overhead is a killer and there's not a lot of markup on this stuff. So dealers don't carry 6 of everything. So good for you for planning way ahead and getting your stuff over the winter.
Looks like
even
he's
if
been
it is just
practicing.
5.97 mags.
Practicing.
I said gearing up. I equate gear with purchasing equipment.
Okay, fine.
From David. Hi, I heard about you guys through the CCFR podcast and was wondering what classes you normally hold in Edmonton area and what you plan to have available this summer. Fuck all is what we have planned for this summer, David. But typically,
you guys don't have anything in the Edmonton area. We've got Maple Seed, we've got 3-gun, and neither of those are Slamfire.
Obviously, he's talking about a Furlachi, but
well, maybe he's not.
No, obviously. Come on now.
Wait. CCFR podcast. Were you talking about the Furlachi courses on there?
Right.
When was that?
Maybe like an old one or something?
The episode I was on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if he's listening to us, he also knows that we do other things other than, and we're not, all of us are not Trevor. So
you should be, though, really.
So
it'd be a lot cooler if you were.
No, not really. Adriel.
Anyway.
So Adriel's in the Edmonton area there, David, and he's offering things like Maple Seeds and doing 3-gun and ORPS. And
what 3-gun classes are you teaching, Adriel? And can I sign up?
Courses, or
the
not
class
courses,
is
events.
Is a match, and you learn at the match.
Because I'm sorry, I thought Gino was asking about classes, but then Kelly's talking about
it's a class.
It's a 3-gun classes.
It's a class. You know, you haven't done well, you get disqualified.
All right, who's up for Chris?
Okay.
In your interview with the fellow from Maple Ridge Armory, you guys seem pretty excited over the development of a straight pull chassis to move your AR parts to. You should see if you can get someone from Spectre Ballistics to talk about their light practical carbine receiver that they have developed, which sounds similar to MRA's product. They're close enough to have a product to go out the door that they've started selling stickers as placeholders in line, a clever alternative to pre-ordering, in that they don't have to stick to a preset price, worry about subtracting deposits from the rifle, and the 72-hour the sticker is good for, means that they can move past the deadbeats in line quite readily. Not sure who will end up moving product first, Spectre or MRA, but regardless, it would be a cool interview. Thanks, Chris from Edmonton.
Cool,
we've had Spectre Ballistics on before to talk about other products, but we haven't had them on to talk about the LPC yet. Maybe once they're ready to roll, we'll have them on to talk about that, because
it'd be interesting to see when they're coming out with that, because I do know that the Ryan said from Maple Ridge Armory they're looking at putting their straight pull next month.
Selling next month. I think Spectre is going to be doing the same, because they're producing right now, uppers and lowers.
Yep. So
they had been in development for a few months as well. So yeah, they should both be coming up very quickly here.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It's cool that we have 2 of them making at the same time too, because then we'll have options, right? If one of them sells out and can't produce fast enough, the other one will pick up the slack.
Yeah, you know Chris Campbell from Maple Seeds in Alberta, right? He came out to Drumheller, came out to a few of them. Mm-hmm. He gave a shout out today for Maple Ridge Armory on their customer service and replacing some parts, even though the product's gone prohib. So they're really first class operation there. Just wanted to say, Okay, that's it.
All right, and that brings us to Patreonies. If you would like to become a Patreonie, you can do so by heading on to www.patreon.com/slamfire radio. You can donate as little as $1 or 50 BMG, which is now prohib. You can become a prohibited Patreonie of Slamfire Radio. Also, you'll get some swag and maybe some bonus content, etc. Adriel, question. If someone becomes a Patreon today, do they get access to all the previous Patreon episodes?
Yeah.
Wonderful. There you go. So you'll get some bonus material for signing up. Also, another way you can support us is by visiting Cabela's through the Slamfire Radio website. So you're going there anyway, stop by Slamfire Radio, click on the link, go to Cabela's, make your purchase, and we get a little kickback. All these things help to support the show, pay the bills, keep the lights on at Fortress Blanquiana. Shout outs. Anybody have any shout outs?
I do.
All right, Kelly.
So my shout out is for Kelly Kincaid. Just want to let everybody know that she is fantastic. My other half here in Ontario, part of Kelly's Square, but she also made it publicly known today that she has announced her candidacy to run for the Ontario directors of the CCFR. Please vote for her. Just saying.
Nice.
All right.
Good. Awesome. She would do a fantastic job. She's a
smart,
hardworking lady.
She will.
All right. Until next week, everybody, please join the CCFR. Please contribute to the Legal Defense Fund. Not the Legal Defense Fund. That's a different thing.
Legal Attack Fund.
Right.
Fund the rabid attack lawyers. The charter lawyers is, get it. This is a Section 7 violation over here.
I've lost the show.
Help pay this for the CCFR to sue the government so the government can use your tax dollars to defend themselves against you. Do that. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. We are at 2,666.
I think that's a really good number to be at.
Right. We should just stay there, right?
Well, it's a number, yeah. But Callsign 66.
Right.
Right.
Convenient.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very.
Yes.
And also contact your city councilor in case they're talking about a handgun ban in your community. Contact your MP and tell him that he's a douchebag and that he works for a douchebag. And
what about the ones that are like have conservative or whatever?
They already know. They're already talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But talk to your MP anyways.
Yeah.
That's right.
We need
regardless of what color the MP in your riding is, you still got to talk to them because not every conservative MP is really up to speed on the gun file. So
red or orange or blue, that color.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Let them know. Let them know you're a gun owner and
oh my God.
Vote. So
I'm gonna go make a sandwich.
make me one too while you're at it. See you next week, everybody.
Later.